Princess Alara had never known joy within the stone walls of her family's castle. Though she wore silks and jewels, they weighed heavier than chains. Her father barked orders at her as though she were livestock to be traded, while her mother scolded and reminded her that her only value was in the alliances she might bring. Every week new suitors arrived, lords and merchants fat with gold, dukes who boasted of their armies, princes who spoke more to her father than to her. Alara despised them all. Their smiles were greedy, their words shallow. Not one of them cared who she was, only what she was worth. Each time she was paraded before them, she longed to vanish into the shadows. One evening, as twilight painted the horizon crimson, Alara sat alone in her chamber. Suddenly, a sharp shout cut through the air. Then another. Steel rang against steel, louder and louder until the entire castle quaked with chaos. The kingdom was under attack. The night became filled with the clash of swords and the pounding of boots on stone floors. Alara barred her chamber door and pressed herself into a corner, trembling as the world outside burned and broke apart. Hours passed. By dawn, silence fell. A dreadful silence. Her chamber door creaked open, and her parents entered, their faces pale and hollow. Gone was their arrogance. "We are no longer rulers," he said. "The castle has fallen. The city is his." "His?" Alara whispered. "The conqueror," her mother added. "He has asked to see you." Immediately, fear coiled in Alara's chest. She wanted to refuse, but what power did she have? Trembling, she followed them through corridors littered with broken shields and bloodstains down to the great hall. And there he stood. The man who had toppled her kingdom was nothing like she had imagined. He was tall, broad-shouldered, his armor glinting with the first light of morning. His dark hair framed a face both fierce and strikingly handsome. His eyes, sharp and steady, fell upon her as though she were the only one in the room. Alara froze. Her lips parted, but no words came. He stepped forward, sword sheathed at his side, and spoke with a voice that carried command yet surprising gentleness. "Princess Alara," he said, "I have seen the corruption of your family. I have seen the greed that rotted this kingdom. But you," his eyes softened, "you are different. I would have you stand beside me, not as spoils of war, but as my queen." Her heart thundered. She had expected cruelty, chains, humiliation. Instead, here was a conqueror who looked at her not as a prize to be bartered, but as a woman of worth. For the first time in her life, Princess Alara felt hope stir within her chest. And as the ruins of her old world crumbled behind her, she realized her story was only just beginning.